What's going on, everyone? My name is Quentin Denton, and this is my 1991 Mazda MX-5 Miata. And for 2025, my ultimate goal is to get this car fully restored. I've done a lot of improvements and a lot of repairs on this car over the 5 years I've owned it, and I want to show you guys what I've done so far and what I have planned for the future. Like I said in the beginning, there's been a lot of things I've actually done to this car to make it look a lot better. But this right here was probably the most important thing, the finish panel. If you guys been with me for a long time on my old channel, you know that the finish panel on this thing was pretty much destroyed. It was so bad I ended up taking it off. But I ended up finding this silver one on eBay for about 300 bucks. And it's actually been pretty good. No cracking yet. Paint isn't even fading really bad on here. It's got all of the logos and badges on it, and it's actually been pretty good. So this is one of the biggest things I wanted to do. And for the next thing that I've done in this restoration project, we go into the interior. So one of the first things I've done was replace this door card because the old one was just completely crusty. I actually went and got this one off of eBay for I think about $90. This was off of a NA as well. And as you can tell, this has the hole for the crank up windows, but this car is power windows. But it actually went on pretty easily. It wasn't too bad, and it's actually made the car look a lot better. Another thing that I've also done here was I replaced the speakers inside the headrest because they were really bad and they needed to be replaced. They're old and crusty and pretty much staticky. But when I replace these speakers, the car sounds a lot better. I went ahead and got these floor mats that really need to be cleaned. That also improved the look of the car, in my honest opinion. But there's a lot more things I need to do to this interior for it to be pretty much towards my standards. But let's get to one of the last things I've done to this thing. So under the hood, you'll see the glorious big block 1.6 liter B6 engine. And yeah, this thing really needs a cleaning. But one of the most important things I've done with this car was get the timing belt, the water pump, and the front oil seal replaced. I had that done last year, and pretty much I don't have anything to worry about when it comes to the engine, pretty much. But there's some stuff that I do need to take care of, accessory wise and cooling system wise, but we'll get to that later. So as you can see, I am pretty much in deep with this thing. I have probably spent about 2K or more just getting this thing to the way it is now. Now some things have gotten worse, like the paint and the bumper, but that's one of the main things I want to do. I want to get this thing repainted in the silver that it is now. This happened when I wrecked last year. That was a pretty big deal. I ended up having to replace the entire suspension because of that, and that was about a little over $500. And then also I got this to take care of as well. I was driving down the highway and freaking there was some piece of like metal or something on the road, and I pretty much hit it head on. I'm glad it didn't pierce the radiator or anything like that, but yeah, that was not a good day for me. Then I also went ahead and took this fender out. I actually made a video on that about 2 years ago and beat this out because there was a huge dent right here. That's going to need to be painted, but pretty much the car really needs a respray. I'm looking at getting it silver again, and then pretty much the exterior of the car will be perfect. One thing that's also been a problem with this car is the top. I actually had this top replaced about 3 years ago now, and it's starting to tear the window, which is actually the reason why I have this on here. But yeah, the window has started to tear on here and it's really getting bad, and I need to get that replaced pretty much as soon as I can. I'm thinking about going with a Robin's top. Actually went and got this cheap top off of Amazon because it was actually going to be here quickly. Came in like 2 days. But the reason why I went ahead with that one is because I needed it at the time, because the car was at the shop getting ready to have the top replaced. But I didn't know that they didn't carry the top, or they didn't order the top themselves, that you had to pretty much get your own parts. I didn't know that yet, but now that I've learned that, I know what to do. That's pretty much the exterior stuff I want done to it. Now we're here at the engine. Pretty much this thing runs great, no problems, starts up every time. There's just one problem that I have with this thing, especially as I want to start racing this thing next year. The coolant hoses are, yeah, they had better days. They're starting to crack. They're old. They're probably the original hoses on this thing. I already had one blow on me about a few months ago, and I replaced that at work. It was not a very good day for me. I actually ended up having to drive a Ford F-350 home that day. But yeah, these hoses all need to be replaced. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and get the brake fluid flushed. I know that brake fluid has to be really, really old. I need maximum stopping power if I'm going to start autocrossing this thing. So that's one of the big things that I need to do, and also see if there's any oil leaks. But I hadn't seen any myself, so while it's up in the air, I'm going to go ahead and check it. Along with the respray, I'm also going to get these wheels refinished, because this one is really faded on the rim, and then this one is where I wrecked and pretty much scratched that wheel. That needs to be replaced. And then we're going into the interior. Most of the interior is done, just like I said, but I do want to get some seat covers to cover up that tear, and it's on both of them. And pretty much that's it. I'm hoping to stay like below 2K if I can. I'm going to try out Mako when it comes to the paint. I'm going to take the Civic out there first and see what they do with that, and if I like their service and the paint actually is pretty decent for the price, I'm going to go ahead and try them out. But pretty much this car is running good. Just needs some extra stuff for me to really feel perfect. But once that car gets to that level, I think I'll finally let go of the Corvette. I know this is probably gonna make you guys sad to hear about it, but I've had my fun with this car, and I'm ready to pretty much get back to what I know, really. And be honest with you, there's just no car that I like more than a Miata. There's only like two cars that I've really liked that's left a lasting impression on me, and that's the Miata and that's the Abarth. But I hope you guys are looking forward to this little conclusion of this project. We're almost done, and hopefully I can get it done by 2025. But if you guys want to see some more content with this car, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.